Hello crafty friends, welcome back to another process video. This is for the wild hair kits and I'm using my September kit in this video. And if you've already seen my unboxing, my kit this month had some Maggie Holmes Willow Lane and a fresh Let Your Heart Decide, and it also had a little bit of Simple Stories I Am collection. And Allison did a really good job of pairing these collections and giving me a touch of rose gold and all the pastels and neutrals that made me super. If you see my photo here, I'm scrapping a photo of my kittens. This is their YouTube debut. Currently they're 6 months old, and their names are Astoria and Minerva. We've had them for about 3 months, so we brought them home when they were a little over 3 months old, and they have completely taken over our apartment. Like, they are the queens of this space. And if I ever tried to fight with them or disprove that, I would lose in a heartbeat. I mean, they sleep in my bed when I'm not home. They sleep couch. They hang out in my scrapbook area. They've literally just taken over, it makes me really happy because it means they feel at home here. And that's really what I wanted. I didn't want them to be timid or afraid. And I was worried that we would have under the bed cats. We don't have under the cats. So back to the layout. So my plan is to take those 6x8 papers that were in my kit and kind of overlay them. So I picked those 3 of the 6 that I had, and I took off the brand. It's not really the branding strip, but it attaches them to the packaging. And now I'm trying to figure out how I want them arranged on the page. I tried to pick like a blue, a pink, and a green just because that floral paper has all the colors in the collection, and I figured that would be colors. So now I'm, arranging it, and the papers were 6 inches wide, which was a little too thick. So I ended up taking off 1.5 inches of each of them. So that brings them down to 4x8. And that they layer so much better that way when they're more narrow than the 6 inches they started at. So now I have I like the way my papers are figured out. So I'm, arranging them on the page. And when I first started this layout, I thought about putting my photo on the right side. And you'll see when the layout's finished that I end up moving it over. Now, what I did was I took the remaining bits of paper and I figured to balance the layout, I would put them at the top of the page. And I really like the way that looks, and I like the way it looks when it's finished. So you should stick around to see what the layout looks like when it's done. Now, one of my go-tos is backing my photos on vellum. I just like the way vellum softens up a page. It's like that, extra transparent layer that it won't make or break a layout, but it makes me really happy to include vellum on my pages. So I always have scraps of vellum lying around. So now that I've backed my photo and I've glued my layers down, I edited that out for 2 reasons. One, the cats knocked over my tripod right at that point, so it was totally shaky cam. And 2, you've seen people glue paper down enough that I didn't think you needed to watch me do that. So what I did was, instead of gluing them down at like perfect 90-degree angles, I opted to kind of angle them up a little bit just to make the layout look more interesting. So now I'm pulling out some embellishments, and if you saw my unboxing, I got the Pink Fresh Let Your Heart Decide, I got the die cuts, and I got the wood veneer stickers. So now I'm just kind of going through it and auditioning, what I want to use on the page. I do end up using that particular die cut. It just says nude, and I thought that was cute because we've only had the cats for 3 months, and I imagine this is going to be a lifetime arrangement. And so I like that piece that said to be continued. There, I'm putting a light blue cloud for no other reason that I just did. I like tucking things behind layers. It's one of my go-tos when I scrapbook, and I tuck things and then I move things, and I tuck things and then I move things. So I tucked that yellow flower behind the pink layer, and now I have a vase die cut. I picked up that piece that said Restless Soul, which I don't actually end up using. But I just like to audition things. I put things down, I see if I like it. If I don't like it, I move it. That's the beauty of not gluing things down right away, is you can pick things up and move them around and see what you like. That light blue circle does end up staying there, and it says indulge a little, and the cats are an indulgence. They're like the highlight of my day now. I kind of rush home from work to go hang out with the cats, which is so overrated. But they're new and they're kittens, so they're so playful and they want to sleep in our laps and they want to be next to me all the time. It makes me really happy. Now I'm grabbing more flowers and putting things around. And I guess I'll chat with you a little bit about the wild hair kits while I'm doing this, because this is really self-explanatory. So if you haven't heard anything about the Wild Hair Kits and you haven't seen my last two unboxings, Allison runs it and it's a curated kit club. So every month you fill out a style profile and you put what you want in your kits, what you don't want in your kits. You can request particular brands if there's a particular brand you want, or you can do what I did this month, which is pretty much what color scheme I was looking for and say surprise me. And Allison has a really, really good eye for color and texture, and so she matches these kits up really well. And I think if you're going to get a kit, why not get a kit that was made for you? So now I put a photo up on foam. It's another thing that I do a lot. I like to add dimension and texture to my pages, and I think putting the photo up on foam and raising it off the background is just a really cool touch. So I put the photo up on foam. I just get my foam from Michael's in the children's section. It's just plain old craft foam. And now I'm actually committing and putting my photo down. And it is now on the left side of the page, even though when we started on the right. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I moved it, but I moved it. And then I ran out of adhesive, which is like story of my life. It's always halfway through the layouts that I run out of adhesive, but we're back in business. I filled up my tape runner and I filled up my glue bottle while I was there because my fine line bottle was running on empty. So I glued that funky little banner piece, and I like it because it has like a curved tail. It's kind of like a bookmark, and I liked it there. And then right next to the bookmark piece, I put a binder clip. It's like a gold foil binder clip. The dimensional sticker says, "This has my heart," and that's from the Let Your Hearts Decide collection by Pink Fresh Studio. It was a dimensional sticker pack. Now I'm like wrestling, really wrestling with this Maggie Holmes clear sticker pack. It has 2 pages of clear stickers and then 2 pages of sticker icons. And I decided I'm going to go with my title. Now on the layout, it says Always Together. And then after I finished the video, I decided I liked Together Always more. And so I picked them up and switched them around. So in the final still photos, you'll notice that it says Together Always. But I just liked the way Together Always looked more than Always Together. I mean, kind of means the same thing, but I preferred it this way. Now I'm tucking back the pieces, so I moved that cloud that was on the right side of the page to the left side of the page. I'm going to make a little cluster right by my title. And I end up grabbing one of those little pink flower die cuts. These Pink Fresh Studio ephemera packs are chock full of bits and pieces. Like, compared to all the other manufacturers, I don't think any other ephemera pack comes with this many bits and pieces. So you can get a lot. Like, your money goes a really long way, and the mileage is intense on these packs. Now I'm gluing down all the other embellishments, and I ended up picking out a little rectangle, and it says Dream a Little Dream. And I ended up putting that right next to the vase on the right side, just because I had that dimensional sticker on the left, and I wanted to balance it out a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm any good at like design theory and stuff like that, but I do like balancing my pages. So I figured if I had something on the left and I had space for it, I should just put something on the right. So like I said, that's a little white square, and it says Dream a Little Dream. And that, I think, is it for my clustering on the bottom. Oh, I'm lying. I grabbed some more clear stickers. So I used one clear sticker that says Thankful for You, and I put it on top of where the green paper is. And then I grabbed another clear sticker that says Lovely, and I put that one on top of where the pink paper is. And it's kind of like I guess I could call it a visual triangle because it's 3 clear stickers right next to each other. But I was thinking more of like stacking them like a staircase down from the title. And these clear stickers are so fun to use because they're really small and you can like fit them in. So now I'm working on the top, and what I ended up doing after fussing around with those is cutting them down. They were way too big, and I ended up cutting them down to like 1/2-inch strips so they would actually fit what I wanted them to do. So I cut them down to 1/2-inch strips, and then I glued them to the top of the paper. And I tried to do like a reverse arrangement of what I did on the bottom. So I have the green on the top instead of the pink, just so it doesn't look identical to what I did on the bottom. And now what I did was what I did on my previous layouts. I like cutting embellishments in half, especially from tucking them behind pieces, because then you get more bang for your buck. You're not like losing the pieces of paper that you're tucking. So I cut those flowers in half, and I'm tucking them underneath that green piece, and then I'm taking the other half of the flower, like cutting my flowers in half, and I'm tucking it behind that pink piece, so they're like peeking out behind the photo layers at the top. And I don't know, I just think it adds a little bit of interest. Like, there's so many things to look at on this page. So after I took my flowers in, I realized that there was a little bit of overhang, so I cut it down, and I'm looking for something to fit on top with that. And I figured, why not go grab another clear sticker? I have plenty of clear stickers from, so I grabbed that larger one that says XO, and I put it on the top of the page. And I didn't want to put it like directly on top of where my Always Together title was, so it kind of worked out perfectly where it would start and still be kind of like diagonal from where my title is. After that, I'm going to go back into the sticker pack, and there's a page that has a bunch of like stickers that were flowers and leaves. So I decided I'm going to put leaves on all my flowers. And the leaves were two different colors, like a lighter teal and then a darker green. So I ended up grabbing 2 of each leaf and then putting them near all my flowers. I don't know, I liked the pop of color. I liked that it pulled in the green a little bit more into the layout, and I just thought it was a nice touch. So after this, I think, no, I'm lying, I do one more thing. I scatter some gold hearts that were also in the sticker pack. And then after that, I'm really finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like and subscribe and hang around for more. There are still photos here, and then right after this, there are more videos you can watch if you choose to hang out with me further. As always, stay crafty, friends, and have a great day.